I never imagined I'd be the guy who spray paints entitled bitch across the hood of a $100,000 Tesla in the middle of a sunny HOA potluck. But that's exactly what I did. Right after she sneered at my son's ramp like it was a pile of dog shit blocking her view of the infinity pool. Her voice, all nasal and superior, echoed down the cul-de-sac. This abomination is a blight on our property values. Do you know how much my husband's bonuses cover for this facade of perfection? And me? I just stood there, paint and still warm in my grip, watching her unravel like a cheap sweater because nobody, no fucking body, mocks the lifeline I built for my Purple Heart kid and walks away unscathed. It started 6 months ago, back when the world still felt like it had some give in it, before the lawyers and the viral videos turned our quiet slice of Evergreen Heights into a battlefield. Evergreen Heights isn't your average suburb. It's the kind of place in suburban Denver where the houses all look like they were cookie-cuttered from a Better Homes catalog, with HOA covenants thicker than a tax code. I'm Jack Harlan, 48, ex-Marine turned freelance mechanic, grease under my nails, and a perpetual squint from too many engine bays. My wife, Lisa, teaches third grade at the local elementary, the kind of woman who bakes zucchini bread for block parties even when life's kicking her in the teeth. And then there's Tyler, our 24-year-old miracle, who came home from his second tour in Afghanistan missing both legs below the knee, but with a chest full of medals and a grin that could melt glaciers. Tyler got hit by an IED outside Kandahar. Shrapnel tore through his Humvee like it was tinfoil. He was the driver, kept his squad alive long enough for dust-off, earned that Purple Heart in a field hospital haze of morphine and regret. When he rolled through the front door on his first prosthetic fittings, we turned the garage into a PT room, but the real hurdle was the house itself. Our split-level ranch, bought in '09 with our life savings, had 5 concrete steps up to the porch that might as well have been Everest for a guy in a chair. VA benefits cover the basics, but the ramp? That was on us, or so I thought. Enter Karen Whitaker, CEO of Whitaker Wellness, some boutique spa chain peddling kale smoothies and empowerment retreats to stressed-out soccer moms. She's the HOA president, elected unopposed because who else has the time or the passive-aggressive newsletter skills? Karen's in her early 40s, bottle blonde with a yoga-toned frame that screams, I hired a personal trainer to hate myself less, and a husband, Brad, who's a regional VP at a telecom firm, faceless suits, and golf handicaps. Their McMansion at the end of our loop has solar panels, a koi pond, and a driveway that could park a yacht. Karen drives the Tesla, naturally, pearl white with Zimum vanity plates. She's the queen bee, the one who fines you $50 for leaving your recycling bin out past Tuesday and organizes voluntary neighborhood cleanups that feel like indentured servitude. I filed the ramp permit with the HOA board in April, right after Tyler's latest surgery to adjust his sockets. It was a straightforward thing, pressure-treated cedar, 42 inches wide, compliant with ADA specs down to the millimeter. I built it myself over 2 weekends, sourcing lumber from the Home Depot in Aurora, sweat-staining my flannel, while Lisa blasted Springsteen to keep my spirits up. Tyler tested it first, wheeling up and down with that whoop of joy that reminds me why we fight. Dad, it's smoother than a Black Hawk landing, he said, fist bumping me from his seat. We stained it federal blue, subtle, patriotic, and added handrails wrapped in that non-slip tape the VA recommended. It blended right in, or so I figured. The approval email from the board came quick. Provisional okay pending aesthetic review. Aesthetic review. Like my son's mobility was up for a goddamn makeover consultation. I shrugged it off. Bureaucracy's just another battlefield scar. But 2 days after the install, as I'm pressure washing the siding to celebrate, Karen's Tesla purrs in my driveway, uninvited. She's out before the engine fully quiets, clipboard in hand, sunglasses perched like a crown. Jack, darling, she starts, voice all honeyed venom. We need to chat about this. Addition. She gestures at the ramp like it's a tumor. I wipe my hands on my jeans, force a smile. Morning, Karen. Yeah, it's for Tyler. VA sign off and all. Should be square with the covenants. Her lips purse, that telltale sign she's about to deploy her boardroom bullshit. Oh, absolutely, the intent is noble. But Jack, this neighborhood, we're a premium community. Curb appeal is our currency. That ramp, it's so utilitarian, clashes with the colonial motifs. Did you consider composite decking? Or perhaps a hidden hydraulic lift? Brad and I could consult our designer. I'm blinking, processing. Utilitarian? It's a fucking ramp, not a landscaping faux pas. Karen, it's ADA compliant. Tyler needs it to get in the house without crawling. We can't exactly Airbnb a lift. She waves a manicured hand, dismissive. Semantics. The boards receive complaints, anonymous, of course, about visual harmony. Imagine the precedent. Next, it'll be satellite dishes and chain-link fences. We're not Section 8, Jack. This impacts resale values. My resale value. She taps her clipboard, eyes narrowing behind those shades. You'll need to modify or remove it by next board meeting. Or face fines, starting at $200 per week. I feel the heat rise, that old marine coil in my gut. Tyler's inside, probably napping off his pain meds, oblivious. Lisa's at school, trusting me to handle the home front. And here's this spa sorceress, treating my boy's lifeline like it's a weed in her Zen garden. Karen, I say, voice low, this isn't optional. It's for my son, a veteran. Purple Heart. You gonna tell him he can't come home because it offends your colonial vibe? Her laugh is a tinkling bell from hell. Jack, please. We're all patriots here. I donated $5,000 to the VFW Gala last year. But rules are rules. Personal sob stories don't rewrite the covenants. She slides her shades down, locks eyes cold, calculating. Consider it a favor. Fix it quietly, and I'll table the fine. For the greater good. She pivots on her Lululemon heels, saunters back to the Tesla. Engine hums to life, and she's gone, leaving me staring at the ramp like it's suddenly guilty. I call Lisa right then, voice shaking. Babe, we got a problem. HOA's gunning for Tyler's ramp. She gasps, then steals. Fight it, Jack. Call the lawyer. But lawyers cost money we don't have, not with Tyler's therapies eating the VA stipend. That night, over meatloaf and mashed potatoes, Tyler's favorite, even if he pokes at it more than he eats, I break it to him. He's in his chair at the kitchen table, prosthetics propped against the wall like discarded armor. Ramp drama. Huh, he says, fork midway to mouth. Dad, it's cool. We can build a pulley system, MacGyver style. Remember that time in the sandbox with the bottle rockets? I force a chuckle, but it sticks. Not funny, kid. This is your home. He shrugs, that easy acceptance that's both his strength and my undoing. Home's where you are, not the stairs. But I see the flicker, the kid who lost his legs but not his pride. The next week drags like a bad hangover. I hit up the HOA forum. Yeah, we have one, moderated by Karen herself, posting photos of the ramp, citing Federal Fair Housing Act protections for disabled vets. Crickets at first, then the pylon. While I support our troops, aesthetics matter. Perhaps a landscaping screen? This sets a dangerous precedent for modifications. Karen chimes in last. Appreciate the dialogue, Jack. Board will review at the main meeting. Let's keep it civil. Civil, right? Lisa and I burn midnight oil, drafting appeals, pulling VA letters, even polling neighbors door to door. Most are sympathetic. Old Mr. Patel next door fought in Nam. Lost an arm. He signs on immediately. The young couple across the street, tech bros with a toddler, nod along but hedge. Support you, man, but Karen's intense. By meeting night, we've got a petition with 12 signatures, plus Tyler wheeling in as our secret weapon, metal gleaming under the community center fluorescence. The room's packed, folding chairs scraping linoleum, that faint scent of stale coffee and desperation. Karen presides from a podium, all business casual chic in a sheath dress. Item 7. Harlan Residence Modification. She nods to me. I stand, throat dry, laid out. The IED, the Purple Heart, the ramp is necessity, not eyesore. Tyler rolls forward, voice steady. Ma'am, this isn't about looks. It's about me not feeling like a burden in my own house. Murmurs ripple, sympathy, yeah, but Karen's unfazed. She adjusts her mic. Tyler, your service is commendable. Truly. But HOA covenants are contractual obligations. We can't erode standards for one resident without impacting all. Perhaps a compromise. Enclose the ramp in latticework. Add climbing vines. Discreet, elegant. Tyler leans in, Mike catching his exhale. Lattice? So I crash through flowers every time I leave? That's not access. That's a goddamn obstacle course. Gasped from the cheap seats. Karen's smile tightens. Language, young man. This is a family community. I jump in, heat rising. Family? You penalizing a disabled vet for property values? That's not community. That's discrimination. I got the FHA on speed dial. The room splits. Claps from our allies. Hisses from the Karens of the world. There's a whole hive, turns out, clustered in the back row with their wine coolers. Karen bangs her gavel. Plastic, cheap. Enough. Motion to deny as is. Require aesthetic mitigation within 30 days. All in favor. Hands shoot up, a sea of entitlement. It passes 7-4. Tyler wheels out first, jaw set. Lisa follows, tears hot. I linger, locking eyes with Karen as she packs her notes. This isn't over, I mutter. She smirks. It is for you, Jack. Pay the fine or comply. Driving home in our rattling Ford, radio droning some NPR segment on veteran suicide rates. Irony's a bitch. I grip the wheel till my knuckles whiten. Tyler's silent in the back, staring at the ramp silhouetted against the porch light. Sorry, Dad, he says finally. Didn't mean to drag you into this. I glance in the rear view, heart cracking. You? This is on her. On all of them. That denial lit the fuse. I started small. Anonymous tips to the local paper about HOA overreach, quoting Tyler's story without names. Disabled vet battles, entitled neighbors. Ran in the Denver Post community section, a blip that got a few shares on Nextdoor. But Karen? She lawyered up quick, sending a cease and desist for defamation, because I might have implied her spa chain skimped on veteran hiring. Bullshit, but it cost us $500 in consult fees just to laugh it off. Summer hit like a heat wave. Barbecues sizzling while tension simmered. Tyler threw himself into adaptive CrossFit at the VA center, coming home pumped but limping from overdoing it. Lisa buried herself in lesson plans, but I saw the strain, those late-night sighs over wine. Me? I channeled it into the garage, tinkering with a '72 Chevy Restoration for a client, but my mind was elsewhere. Plotting. It crystallized at the July 4th block party. Evergreen Heights does it up big. Flags on every lawn, cornhole tournaments, Karen emceeing in star-spangled spandex. Brad mans the grill, flipping burgers with the precision of a man whose soul died in middle management. Tyler and I show up fashionably late, him in his chair decked with red, white, blue ribbons, me carrying a cooler of craft IPAs. Neighbors nod, pat his back. Heard about the ramp, son. Unfair as hell. But Karen? She corners us by the potato salad. Jack, Tyler, lovely to see you celebrating American values. Her smile's a shark's. Any progress on that? Enhancement. Tyler sips his drink, cool as cobble dust. Yeah, we're thinking of painting it hot pink. Match your vibe. Snickers from the crowd. Karen flushes. Charming. But seriously, the fines are accruing. $800 now. Think of your equity. I step forward, voice even. Equity? You mean the kind you peddle at your retreats? Empowering women while you bully a vet. Whispers spread like wildfire. An iPhone appears, someone's filming. Karen straightens, queen mode. This is slander. I support our heroes, donated to Wounded Warrior last quarter. Tyler snorts. Cool. My ramp's a hero too. Needs a medal. The party fractures, half drifting to the fireworks, half glued to the drama. Brad hauls her away, muttering about optics. Later, scrolling Nextdoor, it's ablaze. Karen's at it again. Shaming a Purple Heart kid? Unsubscribing from her newsletters. But her loyalists fire back. Rules are rules. One ramp leads to chaos. By dawn, the video's got 2K views on TikTok, hashtagged #HOCurrent. She retaliates hard. Next board meeting, she pushes a uniformity amendment. No exterior mods without pre-approval. Fines doubled for vets or not. It passes narrowly, but not before I testify, voice booming. This isn't about vines or views. It's about access, freedom, the shit we fought for overseas, and you're taxing it like a parking ticket. A vet buddy from the VFW shows up, gray beard and all, calling her out. Ma'am, I lost buddies so folks like you could sip Chardonnay without worry. Don't piss on their legacy for your curb appeal. Karen's unraveling shows in the cracks, snippy emails, canceled yoga classes. Her spa's Yelp reviews tank. CEO's a tyrant in her neighborhood. Imagine the staff room. Brad starts carpooling with us to avoid the stairs. Tyler? He thrives on it, starting a podcast, Wheels of Fury, interviewing disabled vets about bureaucracy BS. Episode 1. Me, ranting about Karens nationwide. But revenge? It's a slow burn. I dig, quiet, methodical like scouting enemy lines. Turns out Whitaker Wellness has skeletons. A 2022 EOC complaint from a Latina employee alleging harassment, settled out of court. Karen's LinkedIn brags about diversity initiatives, but Glassdoor whispers wage theft and burnout culture. I tip off a local blogger, Suburban Spa Queen, or HOA Tyrant. It goes viral-ish, 10K shares, her brand tainted. August brings the storm. Tyler's due for a new chair fitting. VA delays mean weeks in the old one, chafing sores. The ramps are sanctuary, but fines hit $1,200. Lisa cracks first, sobbing over bills. Jack, we can't fight forever. I hold her, whispering promises I half believe. That night, insomnia leads me to the HOA docs, buried clause. Emergency accommodations exempt from review. Emergency? Tyler's whole life is one. We file an injunction, pro bono from a vet rights group. Court date's set for September, but Karen smells blood. She hosts an Unity Picnic mandatory attendance vibe, where she apologizes publicly. Misunderstandings happen. Let's move forward. Bullshit. It's damage control. Her Tesla parked like a throne. I crash it uninvited, cooler in hand. Neighbors mingle awkwardly. Tyler chats up the kids. Karen spots me, steals. Jack, come to gloat. I grin, predatory. Nah, brought pulled pork. And a gift. I hand her a wrapped box. Heavy, innocuous. She unwraps. A model ramp, tiny and perfect, with a plaque. 4 curb appeal warriors. Sincerely, a vet dad. Laughter erupts. Real, rolling. Her face? Priceless crimson. Brad chokes on his slaw. She stammers, this is harassment. But the crowd's turned, claps for me, side eyes for her. Video hits Insta. Ramp revenge, 50K views overnight. The backlash snowballs. Protests at her spa. Vets in chairs blocking the valet. Local news picks it up. HOA horror. CEO versus Purple Heart. Her board seat? Revoked in a special election. 8-2. Brad files for mediation. Rumors of divorce. Her stress is cited. Tyler's podcast spikes. Sponsors rolling in. Adaptive gear brands. Therapy apps. But the real gut punch? The court. September 15th. Federal judge. A no-nonsense type with a son in the guard. Rules swift. Ramp stays. Fines waived. HOA liable for costs. Karen's there, flanked by counsel. Lips a thin line. As we exit, she hisses, "You ruined me, Jack. My career." I pause, Tyler beside me. Ruined? Try inconvenienced. My son lost his legs. You lost the title. She deflates, eyes wet, not tears, defeat. Fall colors the leaves gold as we settle. Tyler's new chair glides like silk up the ramp. No fines looming. Lisa hosts a harvest party. No Karens invited. But victory's bittersweet. Scars linger. Tyler's nightmares. Lisa's gray streaks. My rage a low hum. Karen? She sells the McMansion winner. Fire sale, $200,000 loss. Spa chain folds amid boycotts. She pivots to consulting, ghostwriting for burnout execs. Last I heard, she's in Scottsdale, Tesla traded for a Prius, posting gratitude quotes on a Finston nobody follows. Bitter? Yeah, deserved. As for me, I drive by her old place sometimes, empty now, ramp mocking the bare lot. Revenge isn't sweet, it's necessary. And in America, where freedom's just another HOA vote away. Sometimes you gotta key the system to keep it honest. Winter crept in early that year, blanketing Evergreen Heights in a crust of snow that turned our cul-de-sac into a postcard from hell. Beautiful from afar, treacherous up close. Tyler's ramp, now a neighborhood landmark, got its first real test. Black ice that sent me skidding once, hard in my throat, but the handrails held like a promise. We strung fairy lights along it for Christmas, Lisa's idea, turning necessity into nostalgia. Neighbors dropped by with eggnog and apologies. The ones who'd stayed silent during the hearings now, I had your back, man. Hypocrites, sure, but I'll take allies where I find it. The real fallout hit Karen like a freight train derailed by her own hubris. By Thanksgiving, Whitaker Wellness was hemorrhaging. Cancellations piled up after that viral vid of her apology at the picnic, where her forced smile cracked like thin ice. Empowerment retreats? More like entitlement escapes. One reviewer quipped, and it stuck. Her board, those spineless wonders who'd rubber-stamped her witch hunts, flipped faster than a politician at a fundraiser. Emergency meeting, my buddy Mr. Patel elected president. First order, dissolve the Uniformity Amendment. No more Karen clauses. He joked over coffee, his hook hand clinking the mug. I didn't gloat publicly. Not my style. But privately? Oh, hell yeah. I'd check Glassdoor on slow shop days. Watching her ex-employees spill. She'd fine you for breathing wrong, then preach mindfulness. One bombshell. That EEOC settlement? It involved her berating a black masseuse for not blending during a client session. Code for tone it down, sister. The blogger I'd tipped ran with it. From HOA tyrant to corporate Karen. The fall of Evergreen's Ice Queen. Shares hit 100K. Her LinkedIn frozen in time. Last post a cringy leading with heart selfie from June. Brad bailed mid-December. Divorce papers serve at the spa. Him citing irreconcilable differences in a town where that means your mouth wrote checks your ass couldn't cash. He kept the Tesla, replated to freedom, and started dating a barista half his age, the kind with tattoos and no patience for covenants. Karen fought dirty, dragging it through family court, accusing him of alienating affections via our little drama. Judge, a grizzled ex-cop, rolled his eyes. Ma'am, your HOA antics are public record. Move on. She lost the house, the alimony fight, and custody of their schnauzer, Fritz. Tyler caught me smirking at the Post-Society page blurb. Whitaker split. Spa CEO seeks Zen amid turmoil. Dad, he said, wheeling into the kitchen for his morning protein shake. Karma's a wheelchair-accessible bitch, huh? I ruffled his hair, still thick, marine cut short. Damn straight. But don't let it make you bitter, kid. Use it. He nodded, eyes distant. Tyler's got that old soul wisdom, forged in fire, but I worry the way he stares at his stumps sometimes, like they're puzzles he can't solve. New Year's brought resolutions and reckonings. Lisa and I renewed vows in the backyard. Small affair. Just us, Tyler officiating with a borrowed stole from the VFW chaplain. Snow fell soft, ramp dusted white, and for a minute it fell whole. But Karen? She crashed back into our orbit like a bad sequel nobody asked for. Early January, a certified letter arrives. Her, pro SE now, suing the HOA for breach of fiduciary duty. Target? Me as the instigator who'd poisoned the well. Damages sought. $50,000 plus punitive for emotional distress. I laughed hard till it hurt. Emotional distress? From the woman who'd called my son's lifeline an abomination? Lisa scanned it, pale. Jack, this is nuts. We countersue. Tyler, eavesdropping from the hall, wheeled in fierce. Let her. I'll testify. Again. But the VA shrink had warned us. Trials trigger PTSD flares. Tyler's been good. Mostly. But nights like this, when the wind howls like incoming, he bolts up sweating. We lawyered up proper this time, courtesy of that vet group. Eagles tattooed on their letterhead. Discovery phase, unearthed gold. Karen's emails, archived gems like Harlan Ramp must go, optics kill sales to her realtor pal. And get this, she'd blocked Tyler's VA file from the board review, citing privacy. but really to dodge the sympathy vote. Our attorney, a firebrand named Ruiz with a buzz cut and zero fucks, deposed her in a fluorescent-lit conference room downtown. I watched via Zoom, Tyler beside me munching popcorn. Karen showed up armored, tailored suit, hair in a chignon, but the cracks showed, crow's feet deeper, lipstick bleeding at the edges. Ms. Whitaker, Ruiz started, smooth as bourbon. You testified the ramp clashed with neighborhood aesthetics. Can you define clash? She fidgeted. It was obtrusive, not in harmony. Ruiz slid over photos. The ramp, pristine, nestled against our sage green siding. Obtrusive like this? Or like your $200 fines for a disabled veteran's access? Objection overruled. Karen sputtered. Context. Property values. Ruiz leaned in. Values like the $300,000 hit to your home sale after the videos? Or the 40% client drop at your spas? Her eyes darted, trapped. Then the kicker, Tyler's turn. Wheeling to the stand, voice steady. Ms. Whitaker, you said my service was commendable. Was the ramp not part of that service? The getting home part. Silence stretched, her swallowing audible. I supported troops broadly. Tyler's gaze, unflinching, broadly, like from a distance. Where it's safe. The deposition ended with her bolting for the bathroom. Caught on tape, heels clicking frantic. Case dismissed 2 weeks later, sanctions on her for frivolous filing. But the damage? Deeper. Her consulting gig? Canceled after Ruiz leaked the depot clips to HR pros on LinkedIn. Scottsdale move stalled. Foreclosure whispers on the old house. She ended up in a condo complex, ironically, one without an HOA irony or justice. You decide. Spring thawed the grudges a bit. Tyler landed a gig. Remote IT support for a defense contractor, coding algorithms from his rig in the living room. Beats sand in my boots, he quips, but I see the pride swell. Lisa's class through a ramp heroes, assembly. Kids wheeling toy chairs down cardboard inclines. Me? Shops booming. Word spread about the vet dad mechanic. Clients tipping extra with stories of their own battles. Karen's ghost lingers, though. April, a package arrives. No sender, but I know. Inside. The model ramp-eyed gifted. Smashed to splinters. Wrapped in her old HOA gavel. Note. You win. Happy now. I burn in the fire pit. Tyler watching flames dance. Dad, think she'll ever get it? I poke the ashes. Some folks don't. But we do. That's enough. Yet the controversy festered online. A hydra we couldn't behead. H.O. Curran trended sporadically, spawning memes. Her face on a witch's broom, zapped by a purple heart lightning bolt. National outlets piled on. The suburban war on empathy, with pundits decrying HOA tyranny. Good press, mostly, but it unearthed uglies. Trolls doxing Tyler, calling him entitled cripple leech. VA upped his security detail. 2 sessions with a counselor who smells like patchouli. I pushed back, guest spot on a pod. This ain't about one Karen. It's the system, covenants over compassion. Listeners flooded us with support. Ramps donated to other vets, legal funds for fights like ours. But backlash bit too. Karen's defenders, a shrill chorus. HOAs protect investments. Vets get enough handouts. One op-ed in the Wall Street Journal. Patriotic sacrifice versus property rights. A delicate balance. Balance my ass. May Day brought the bitter twist. Tyler's podcast hits 50K downloads. He invites me for a live episode at the VFW Hall. Standing room only, vets, families, even a reporter from 60 Minutes sniffing a special. I'm mid-rant. Karen thought values were square footage, not valor, when the door bangs open. Her, Karen Whitaker, gaunt in a sundress, no makeup armor. Whispers ripple. Security tenses, but Tyler waves him off. Let her speak. She shuffles to the mic, voice a rasp. I came to apologize. Not for the rules. They're necessary, but for me, the blindness. Crowd murmurs, skeptical. I lost everything. Job, home, marriage. And yeah, I blame you, Jack. But mostly me, for forgetting what home means. Tyler nods slow. Apology accepted. But words are cheap. Actions. She swallows. I'm starting a foundation. Accessibility grants for vets. Your ramp inspired it. Funding for my settlement scraps. Cynics hoot. PR stunt? But Tyler's eyes soften. Welcome aboard, then. Handshake, cameras flash. Viral again, but twisted. Karen redemption or too little too late. Debates rage on Reddit. r/am with asshole threads dissecting her sincerity. I ain't buying full redemption. Trust a limb you don't regrow easy. But it's a crack in the armor, maybe. Summer solstice, we host a ramp party. Barbecue, bands, chairs for all. Karen shows, tentative, bearing potato salad. Tyler chats her up. Lisa, eyes wary. Me? I nod, pour her a beer. To new covenants, I toast. She clinks rye. To not being the villain. Bitter ending? For her, yeah. Hollow victories, echoes in empty spas. For us, sweeter scars, ramp firm underfoot. America's messy like that. Outrages breed outrages, but sometimes a wheel rolls forward. June baked Evergreen Heights into a suburb simmer. AC units humming like a chorus of weary cicadas, the kind that drown out your thoughts if you let them. Tyler's foundation pitch with Karen's outfit, dubbed Ramp Up, gained traction, a scrappy nonprofit scraping by on GoFundMe and corporate pity donations. She poured herself into it, or so the emails claimed. Grant apps at dawn, cold calls to realtors about inclusive design incentives. Skeptics called it penance theater, but Tyler bought in, co-chairing meetings from his Zoom setup, that purple heart winking on his lanyard. Dad, he'd say, logging off late, people change, or they drown trying. I wasn't sold. Change. In my world, it's oil changes and engine rebuilds. Predictable, tangible. Karen's flip felt like a bad carburetor, shiny fix, but liable to seize under pressure. Lisa felt it too, stirring her chamomile with more vigor than necessary. Jack, she's trying. Give the woman a millimeter. But millimeters add up to miles, and I remembered her clipboard sneer too vivid, like shrapnel lodged deep. The controversy reignited Labor Day weekend, that annual HOA hangover when grills smoke and grievances air. New Pres Patel hosted a unity fest, face painting, bounce houses, zero tolerance for old beefs. Attendance was encouraged, code for show or pay dues hike. We rolled up in the Ford, Tyler in board shorts and a Ramp Rebels tee, me hauling a keg of local microbrew. The park buzzed, kids shrieking, dads tossing frisbees, moms in athleisure swapping sunscreen wrecks. Karen's booth caught my eye first. Ramp-up table, brochures stacked neat, a mock-up model gleaming under string lights. She manned it solo, Brad long gone, her smile practiced but frayed at the edges. Jack, cider. She thrusts a cup, tentative. I take it sip, tart like her vibe. Looking official. Tyler wheels over, fist bumps her. Killed it on that VA pitch last week. Senators listening. She beams, genuine flicker. Your story opened doors, Ty. Purple power. But unity's fragile as a soap bubble. Midway through, as fireworks crackle prelude, a rogue element crashes. Veronica, Ronnie Hayes, Karen's former VP at the spa, a bottle-red fireplug of a woman who'd been let go post-scandal. Ronnie storms the mic, Patel's sound system, commandeered for karaoke, slurring into the feedback whine. This fraud apologizes? After screwing us all? Crowd hushes, phones out. Karen freezes, mid-brochure handoff. Ronnie's rant unspools like bad VHS. She fined my salon for non-compliant signage, then stole my client list. And this vet crap? PR smokescreen. Booze mixed with gasps. Tyler's jaw sets. Karen steps up, mic trembling. Ronnie, we settled. Privately. Ronnie laughs, bitter. Settled? You NDA'd my silence while your hubby banged the intern. And now you play saint with ramps. Chaos erupts, shoves, shouts, a tipped cooler splashing sangria on sundresses. Security, 2 off-duty cops, haul Ronnie off, but the damage? Etched in viral ether. By midnight, Karen confessions trends, digging up spa dirt, wage disputes, a toxic Slack channel screenshot, fire the fatties first. Ramp-up's inbox floods, hate mail, sure, but also donors bailing. can't back hypocrisy. Tyler calls an emergency pod. Live from the garage, me guest raging. This ain't redemption. It's wreckage. I thunder, tools clanging backdrop. She mocks a ramp. Loses an empire. Then what? Cosplay as savior. Listeners spike. 200K downloads, but comments savage. Tyler's a patsy. Jack's grudge porn. Even our allies waver. Patel texts. Careful, brother. Lawnmower next. Karen holes up. Radio silent for weeks. Then, a doorstep drop. Manila envelope. Her handwriting shaky. Inside, resignation from ramp up, plus a check. $10K, post-tax remnants of her spa payout. Note, I tried, Jack. Failed again. Keep fighting for Ty, not me. Lisa reads it aloud, voice soft. Poor woman's broken. Poor, try fractured, like a windshield spiderwebbing from one bad call. Autumn winds whipped the outrage into a frenzy. National spotlights swung back, CNN segment. From HOA hell to hashtag hero. Featuring Tyler's grace, my grit, Karen's ghost. Protests popped at other HOAs nationwide. Vets chaining ramps to gates, chanting access over aesthetics. Good noise, but it unearthed our skeletons too. My 03 DUI after Tyler shipped out, buried but breath minted. Trolls amplified. Hypocrite dad lectures entitlement. Worse for Karen. Ronnie sues, breach of NDA, dragging depots in open court. Transcripts leak, Karen admitting to aggressive management, code for bullying. Her Scottsdale lease? Evicted for disturbance complaints. Neighbors tired of midnight pacing, shadowboxing regrets. She crashes with a cousin in Phoenix, waitressing at a diner. Tips in a jar labeled Zen Funds. Tyler wrestles at hardest. Therapy amps up. He confesses nightmares where the ramp crumbles mid-wheel, plunging him into HOA quicksand. Dad, did I enable her? Give false hope. I pull him into a hug, awkward over the chair arms. Nah, kid. You gave grace. That's rarer than grudges. But doubt festers. His pod episodes shorten. Sponsors sniff blood. November elections politicize it all. Local Dems court me for a council run. Evergreen's everyman versus entitlement. Pitching anti-HOA reforms. I decline, wrenches over podiums. But Karen? She testifies at a state hearing on housing equity, voice cracking over Zoom. I was the problem. Covenants blinded me to compassion. Claps thunder. Lawmakers nod. Redemption arc? Or survival scramble? Pundits bicker. Her face memed anew. Karen's kumbaya, with devil horns edited out. Holiday lights twinkle defiant as we deck the ramp. Now with solar spots, a neighbor gift. Tyler strings 'em, humming carols off-key. Lisa bakes gingerbread ramps, kids from her class devouring. Me? I tinker a custom chair lift prototype, patent pending, for vets like Ty. Peace. Fragile, but ours. Yet the backlash bites Karen deepest. Christmas Eve, she emails Tyler. CC me, Olive Branch. Watch Die Hard. Real heroes fight for home. Mary. He replies kind, but warns, don't burn bridges you can't rebuild. She doesn't. January dawns with her gone. Phoenix whispers say therapy, AA meetings, a job in nonprofit for at-risk moms. Bitter pill? Swallowed. Chasing sobriety. For us, spring seeds hope. Tyler proposes to his girlfriend, Sarah, a PT from the VA, legs like pistons, heart like home. Wedding on the ramp, vows under oaks. Karen sends a card, proud witness, from afar. We don't invite, but Lisa mails photos. Grace ripples. Controversy cools, but scars script the story. Outrages forge outrage, but backlash births better. Karen's end? Not defeat, detour. Ours? Ramp steady, wheels turning. In America, that's the win. The new year slunk in like a hangover you can't shake. All resolutions whispered over champagne flutes and regrets nursed in the harsh light of dawn. Evergreen heights thawed unevenly, patches of green punching through snow like stubborn hope, mirroring the neighborhood's slow mend. Tyler's engagement to Sarah lit up our world, her laugh a counterpoint to the old echoes of conflict, planning a June wedding that'd turn our backyard into a tinted wonderland. Ramp Azile, she joked, sketching diagrams on napkins, her optimism infectious. Me? I bury doubts in wedding prep. String quartet quotes, barbecue caterers. Anything to sideline the simmering what-ifs about Karen's detour. She'd vanished into Phoenix's sprawl, that much we gleaned from mutual contacts. Slinging lattes at a hipster cafe by day, volunteering at a women's shelter by night. No more CEO sheen, just jeans faded at the knees, hair in a practical bob, the kind that says function over facade. Her ramp-up handover to Tyler was seamless. He'd rebranded it Valor Access, securing a $50,000 grant from a tech giant's diversity slush fund. She's a footnote now, Ty said, filing her old emails. But footnotes have a way of underlining the text. Trouble resurfaced Memorial Day, that solemn kickoff to summer where flags fly half-mast and grills fire up full throttle. Our VFW hosted the ceremony, Tyler as keynote, Sarah beaming from the front row. He wheeled to the podium, Purple Heart catching sun, voice carrying over the crowd. Freedom ain't free, but access? That's the toll we pay, or should. Applause thundered, vets nodding grizzled agreement. Then, Q&A. A reporter from the Post, smelling clickbait, lobs the grenade. Tyler, any word on the Karen Whitaker saga? Rumors she's resurfacing. Ty pauses, mic feedback hissing soft. Karen? She's rebuilding. Quietly. We all got scars. Hers just showed different. Graceful dodge, but the article spins it sour. Vet forgives foe, but at what cost? Online inferno reignites. Karen comeback. Accusations of Stockholm Syndrome. Digs at Ty's naivete. Trolls swarm his pod mentions. Sell out son lets Tyron off. Even allies fracture. Patel forwards a chain email. Beware the snake shedding skin. Karen breaks silence with a medium post. From covenants to compassion. My reckoning. 5,000 words of raw confessional. The spa empire built on burnout. Marriage a merger gone bust. HO a presidency her control freak apex. Jack Harlan's ramp? It rolled over my illusions. I mocked valor because I feared vulnerability. Vulnerable? Try viral. Shares hit 20K, TED Talk invites follow. Pundits praise. Redemption real? Cynics scoff. Monetizing misery. I seethe private. Lisa catches me pacing the garage, wrench in fist. Jack, let it go. She's not our fight anymore. But grudges grip like rust. Tyler feels the pull too. Sarah confides he's skipping PT. Nightmares back with Karen's face morphing into ghosts from the sandbox. He wants to believe in second acts, she says over coffee. But backlash is beating him down. July 4th explodes the powder keg. Evergreen's parade. Fire trucks blaring, kids on decorated bikes. Hits a snag when Ronnie resurfaces, sober but spiteful, leading a truth march with placards. Karen's never change. 10 strong, they flank our float. A flatbed with tie and chair, Sarah beside. Me driving the 72 Chevy decked in bunting. Chance rise. HOA lies. Vet pride. Harmless till Ronnie spots Karen in the sidelines. Uninvited spectator, clutching a coffee cup like a shield. She'd come for Ty, rumor had it. A wedding gift drop-off. But Ronnie charges, megaphone blaring. Traitor. Apology tour over. Shoves ensue. A sign clips Karen's temple. Blood trickles. Chaos. Sirens wail. Ty vault from chair to intervene. Prosthetics be damned. Sarah yelling. Me slamming brakes. Hospital ER. Karen with 4 stitches. Ronnie cuffed for assault. News van swarm. Karen clash. Old wounds reopened. Backlash tsunami. Justice for Karen trend sympathetic. Her shelter gig spotlighted. Victim or villain reloaded? Donors flood Valor Access. Ironic boost, but Ty's battered. Dad. I enabled the circus, he mutters. Ice on his knee from the fray. I grip his shoulder. Nah, you built the big top. Time to fold the tent. August broils the divide. Karen sues Ronnie civil, battery, defamation, but settles quick, donating proceeds to the shelter. Her medium sequel, bruised but unbowed. Therapy tales, AA steps a nod to Ty. Your grace humbles. Ty reads it aloud, voice cracking. She's owning it. For real. Sarah pushes a joint pot appearance. I veto hard, snake oil, but relent for him. The episode drops mid-month. Forged in fire, Karen and Tyler unfiltered. Garage set, Mike's hot, tension thick as motor oil. Karen arrives nervous, no armor, just scars, literal and not. Jack, she starts, eyes down. I wrecked your piece. No excuses. I grunt, arms crossed. Ty steers, talk the fall. She does, raw, unfiltered. Spa firings as power trips. HOA fines as mini fiefdoms. The divorce as karma's gavel. Your ramp? Symbol of what I lacked. Humility. Backlash splits atomic. Streams hit 500K, but comments war. Con artist con versus growth goals. Sponsors balk. 1 pulls. 2 controversial. Ty shrugs it off, but I see the toll. Sleepless, Sarah confiding wedding jitters. Fall foliage frames the wedding like a Hallmark hack, but real. Tint on lawn, ramps stenciled with petals. 100 souls toasting under stars. Tie and tux, Sarah radiant white. Vows exchanged wheel to wheel. Karen? Corner table, quiet witness, toasting water. Post-ceremony, she approaches, gift in hand. Custom plaque, valor rolls eternal, engraved. For the aisle that changed me. Ty hugs her, Sarah nods. Me? Handshake brief, don't fuck it up again. She laughs, watery. Won't. Honeymoon glow fades into winter's grip. Valor access thrives. Ramps installed statewide. Ty keynoting at DAV Gallus. Karen? Promoted at the shelter, outreach director, her story a recruitment tool. No spa comeback. Too tainted, but peace maybe. Controversies cool to embers. Ronnie's community service. HOA covenants neutered by state bill. Harlan Act for accessibility exemptions. Bitter end? Karen's no villain now. Just human, humbled. Her empire crumbled. But Phoenix from ashes? Tentative. For us, the ramp endures, scar but sturdy, wheeling Ty and Sarah's first kid someday. Outrage taught. Backlash builds bridges if you brave the burn. In this messy USA, that's the truest tale. Epilogue whispers in spring rains. A letter from Karen, Phoenix postmark. Jack, heard about the baby. Congrats. If ever coffee, no mics. I tuck it away, smile faint. Revenge's arc bends toward. Not forgiveness, but forgetting's cousin. Ramp gleams wet, ready for new roles. Life, like America, rolls on.